Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, they're starting it with the movie scene. Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Season 12 Developer Update Stream and the Warlock Deep Dive.
Who's this
My name
guy?
is Marcus Kretz. I'm a community manager here at Blizzard Entertainment, and we've got a jam-packed show for you today. But first things first, Twitch drops are live. Watch any eligible channel on the Diablo 4 category, and you can grab this Omen's Glimpse wand cosmetic for 30 minutes. And if you watch for 1 hour, you can earn the Siphon of Male Faction Scythe cosmetic. Now, we've got a lot to share today as we dive into the makeup, development, and skills of the Warlock class. And then on the second half of the stream, we're going to be talking about everything coming with our upcoming season launching on March 11th.
March 11th.
But I want to recap to everyone, we do have the Lord of Hatred expansion arriving on April 28th. To take you through everything coming there,
March 11th.
we've got this handy infographic.
45 days.
Lord of Hatred brings an epic new campaign. We'll have 2 new classes with the Paladin and the Warlock. There's going to be a whole new region with Skobos. There's going to be massive system overhauls and an expanded endgame. So there's a ton to check out there.
Might be in the way, but it says board plans in the bottom left corner.
Arrives. But without any further ado, we have a fantastic video to share with you that goes over everything coming with this dark, dark class, the Warlock. Take it away.
Nice.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for the official Warlock Deep Dive. We're excited to get into the details, including some backstory, their visual and archetype design, and mechanics. Let's jump in.
Nice.
Hey everyone, I'm JP Reimiller, Associate Art Director for Diablo 4, and I'm really excited to be here sharing more about the Warlock, its story, and the visual design that brings it to life. When we started talking about the Warlock, the very first thing we aligned on was that this character stands fully unleashed at the height of their strength. Warlock is not a clean hero, not someone who's throwing fireballs from a safe distance and walking away spotless, but rather a dark caster who's made a very conscious decision to use demons as tools.
Oh, that's what he looks
Warlock
like, guys.
emerges
Check
from
it
the
out.
shadows as a practitioner of forbidden arts, shaped by the dark
Oh, he's got
legacy
fucking
of the
minions
Vizrai,
everywhere, too.
haunted by demons, burdened with infernal insight,
Nice.
and feared by pretty much everyone.
Feared by
They have
everyone.
a presence about them that takes over the room. They've been through so much
Damn.
and have so much power that you both want to run with them and are scared of them. They've come from a really corrupt history. They've seen hell up close, and because of that, the way they summon demons isn't elegant or ceremonial. It's violent. You're
That's
ripping
awesome.
something out of hell against its will and forcing it into sanctuary.
Nice.
You don't always know what you might get, and that struggle between this dark evil and the hero you are is core to the fantasy.
Oh, that's
What I
cool.
love
So
about
you
the
don't
Warlock
actually know what
is
you're
that they
summoning.
sit right on that line
Random.
between hero and something a little more
Drops are live on Twitch now, guys,
They're
too.
trying to save Sanctuary, but they're willing to do things that no one else will. There's no regret about collateral damage. It's very much, I don't have a choice. This has to be done. And we wanted that to come through not just in the spells, but in how they move, how they stand, how they occupy space. They can take a hit and hit back in ways we've never done before in the Diablo game. That's really the heart of the class. You're asserting
Do I get
dominance
to ride
over
that
hell
fucking
itself.
thing?
And everything about the Warlock, narratively, visually, and mechanically, reinforces that idea. When we were figuring out the visual direction for the Warlock, we knew pretty early on we didn't want them to feel like a traditional fantasy caster. No flowing robes, no pristine silhouettes, no fancy elegance. The touchstones we kept coming back to were rebellion and metal. That feeling of someone who's been through hell, literally, and came back changed by it. Visually, we wanted the Warlock to feel intimidating. To be honest, a lot of that inspiration comes from metal music culture. It's loud and aggressive.
Nice.
And that idea translated really naturally into how the Warlock moves, how they cast, how they carry themselves. This is someone
Metal
who's walked the edge
as
for a long
fuck.
time. Like
Wait, so they're-
if someone microdosed soul shards until they found the right amount. So we leaned
Microdosed soul
into the color
shards?
vibe of working in a machine shop and having the oil and dirt on you. There's grit in the materials, texture in the surfaces, and weight in the way everything hangs off the body.
Yeah,
Nothing
spikes.
feels ornamental for ornament's sake. They're not trying to look heroic. They look the way they do because that's
Look at that
what
fucking
surviving
thing is
hell does to
engraved
you.
into his chest
Everything
there, eh?
visually is there to support that story. Layered atop this is a visual design where strong demonic colors of VFX intertwine with physical motion that sets the stage for their lore as a caster, who bends demons and infernal forces to their will, giving the class an otherworldly presence. There's a unique aspect to how we crafted this hero. Character art was a huge part of this class from the beginning. With so many assets needed to be created for the demons, we had to work closely as a feature team to pair all the visual elements of VFX, animation, and character art to help make the demons feel a part of the class in a way that succinctly flowed through the Warlock's visual design. With a balanced approach to animation and VFX, the demonology, shadow, and fire bring that raw, unfiltered power.
Demonology, shadow, and fire. Those are their three
deliberate, heavy, and echoes the physical toll of wielding hell's energy.
Shadow.
When you cast, you're forcing something into existence, and the visuals match that intensity. Our effects team went all in to make Warlock feel unique, with a strong identity rooted in danger. Summoning demons is an eruption of hell-forged energy, fire, and twisted light. We wanted the VFX to accentuate the animation with a focus on feel and movement. That's why when you see the skills, they are crafted with aggressive shapes and relentless motion. Whether it's tearing open a portal or binding a demon, you always get a sense of chaos barely held in check, and the battlefield transforms with every cast.
Warlock is a willpower-based class, focused on dominating the battlefield. They use two different resources, Wrath to bring chaotic destruction, and Dominance to summon powerful demons.
I got two different
the Warlock as a class, we focus on what it will empower players to do, and how they will interact with the world. First, you create. You're constantly bringing things into the world. Demons, demon parts, manifestations of hell. For example,
definitely looks
you
cool,
might command Fallen to pass through the environment.
Little
or you might block off areas with wall of
what, you got a fucking
actively
demon
shaping
wall?
the battlefield with your summoned creations. Then you control.
That's cool, because then all the guys you could kite a bunch of guys and trap them in one spot, just fucking blast them.
You're controlling the battlefield by positioning and commanding demons or knocking down enemies. This is where Warlock is really able to flex its willpower and feel a sense of deliberate domination.
Things here going.
You could order the Tortured Wretch to taunt foes into reckless attacks, or direct the Profane Sentinel to blast your chosen target. Every action is an announcement of your authority over
you can put a wall up, and then you can put those guys, and they could just sit there and zap them.
Almost nothing exists in isolation. You're encouraged to chain interactions, summon something, modify it, consume it, detonate it, or use it to empower the next action. The system rewards you for thinking a step ahead. Kill both enemies and demons swiftly with bombardment, fueling Sigil of Summons to unleash the next wave.
Pretty solid rotation you're gonna have.
What's important is that these layers feed into each other. Creating gives you options. Control lets you shape those options. And comboing turns them into a payoff.
That's cool.
So the Warlock isn't just executing a single fixed rotation. It's about building a small ecosystem in combat, and then deciding how aggressively
it's complex
or how you want to collapse it. The core idea behind Soul Shards is really about transformations, saying, I'm not just summoning demons anymore, I'm actually incorporating hell into myself. With the Soul Shard system, you fuse a demon straight into your body.
Oh, nice.
Picking a Soul Shard is the rulebook for everything you do in-game, shaping your powers and how you play from the ground up. You choose from 4 primary shards. Each shard represents a fundamentally different playstyle direction. Mutating character by stealing powers from hell and your bound demon. Each primary shard does 2 major things. First, it grants a transformative playstyle passive that alters your core gameplay loop.
Fuck yeah,
how you summon demons, how you
that's what I was
them,
hoping for.
and how you chain effects together.
Can I see that?
Second, it binds a specific demon pet to you, directly tied to the shard's identity.
Game on, Wayne.
Within each primary shard, you then select one of 3 fragment sub-options.
It doesn't look boring anymore because it just freaking showed me a speed buff.
What the shard is, but they absolutely
doesn't
change
look
how it
like
behaves, what you prioritize,
teleport,
what resources you lean on,
fast.
and how your abilities interact. The result is
that
the shards open up new and unique transformative options for how you interact with the world and your demons. When you see a Warlock in action, you can tell what they chose. Not because of a tooltip, but because of how their gameplay unfolds. One of the big pillars of the Warlock is that although you're a summoner of hell, these entities are not behaving like conventional pets. Most summons are temporary. Warlocks brutally discard them once they have served their purpose. But with a soul shard, you choose to persistently bind one of 4 powerful demons to supercharge your playstyle.
April
With Legion, the
11th.
focus is on
No, was it?
biological demon generation.
March
This demon
11th for
specializes in
April.
spawning physical demonic bodies into the world.
April
Mechanically, that gives you more entities to control,
6th.
reposition, and chain together, which supports builds
April
that
20
scale through
something.
volume and chaotic pressure. Here you have the demon Agram, who
10th for
embodies
me,
this
11th for-
chaotic
okay.
approach. Using its spit command, Agram can unleash corrosive projectiles across the
so
battlefield.
many
that
different
burst
things
into
going
smaller
on, you
demons
guys.
on
They
impact.
really fucking cool.
As you command Agram
honestly.
and other lesser demons, their deaths fuel your power to summon greater demons. Every spawned lesser demon serves as a resource, amplifying your summoning potential.
That's all you're
and
gonna see.
enabling
The whole
more
screen is gonna be
dramatic,
covered.
high-impact
Everybody gonna be
plays.
rocking a Warlock.
The system encourages you
Minions
to
everywhere.
continuously generate, sacrifice,
gonna cause
and
some
leverage
lag.
these demonic minions, creating a feedback loop where the chaos you
Good job,
unleash
guys.
becomes the fuel for
Cabbage.
even more
One.
formidable
Congrats.
monsters to join your legion. Vanguard shifts the system towards mobility and frontline presence. The fiery
Mobility,
steed
Vanguard.
of Bodian functions as an aggressive, speedy means of closing gaps. It's designed
Nice.
for players who want to push forward, create openings, and apply pressure through motion. With a Bodian's charge, the
Apply
Warlock
pressure
surges
through
across
motion.
the battlefield in a blaze of
Baby,
hellfire,
hear that?
pulling foes along and instantly repositioning for the next attack.
What cabbage you getting there?
Mastermind moves things in a more control-oriented direction. The devouring shadow demon Lalish undermines your
These guys.
enemies and attacks on your command.
Oh, there's
It favors players who enjoy planning ahead and
dark.
creating
You're
layered
back in it,
outcomes.
bro.
Executing Lalish's Terror Realm consumes foes while cloaking the Warlock in Shadow Form, allowing you to remain hidden while issuing direct commands to your abyssal demons.
What? So
This
basically, you can't even get
devastating
hit while you're
lets
doing
you
that.
orchestrate surprise assaults, manipulating enemy placement and inflicting terror. The synergy
Oh.
between Shadow Form and Abyss Demon control turns the battlefield into your personal chessboard. Ritualist is deliberately different. This demon exists primarily as a sacrificial resource. You're siphoning power from it to generate bursts of strength.
I wonder if
trading
that's
an
going to be the one
offensive
that,
pet for spikes in your damage and efficiency.
right? Like so
When you
much
channel the
detail
might of
put into
Valak, you're
all.
tapping into a wellspring
So
of
many
forbidden
demons,
magic.
so many
By
different.
draining Valak's essence,
animations
you can unleash empowered spell combos, like trapping enemies in shadowy confinement.
Trap 'em, you
with
can put
dark
up
prison
walls, you
before
could
detonating the battlefield.
I can
with
put up
Hellfire.
sentinels.
Valak's unique
Definitely
bond
top PvP,
supercharges
'cause,
your
like,
occult, Hellfire, and Abyss
You
abilities.
don't even have to be there. You just
making every
drop a
cast
bunch of shit
more
and run, and
devastating
people run right
and
through
allowing
your.
your Warlock to
head.
bend the materials of hell to their will in moments of explosive power. Hopefully you can see how
think
picking
you
your
summoned
bound
me?
demon is more
Oh,
than
they were
just
just
an
talking
aggressor.
about some
It's the linchpin that turns every fight into your personal stage.
fisted.
What sets the Warlock apart is the sheer freedom you
Warlock
have to
looks pretty
define your
badass, so
power.
babe. But
There
you're
are
busy at
countless
work,
ways
so
to customize your skills, and every level unlocks new options that
A lot
let
of
you
shit going
reshape
on
your
here.
build on the fly. Many of the Warlock's most iconic abilities don't just have a single expression. They can be radically reshaped through variants that change how the power manifests in combat.
yeah,
Each
babe.
variant
I was
pushes
talking
the
to you.
ability in a distinct direction, letting you lean into overwhelming chaos, precise command,
hell is
or
that?
personal dominance.
Oh, look at that.
Whether
Just
you're
like,
amplifying demonic force, directing it with intent,
What? He
or
just went
consuming
under the
it to become a
ground.
weapon yourself, these variants ensure that every major summon
Man, there's
reflects
a
your
lot
chosen
going on here,
playstyle
guys.
and
So
reinforces
many
how you want
different
your
ways to
Warlock
spec this
engage
Warlock.
in the battlefield. Let's
sadly,
dive right into the
considering
Warlock skill
Blizzard
variants.
always makes one fucking way to
Rampage.
actually get good.
You unleash a
Yes.
rampaging
I hope
demon
they
brute onto the battlefield, a living
give
engine
us
of
more
chaos that smashes through anything
options,
unlucky
you know?
enough to stand in its way.
equal playing field
Abyssal
for all the
Titan. Demon
different
Brute becomes
builds.
an abyssal titan, larger and imbued with the shadows of hell. You may directly order this brute to perform devastating leap attacks. Demonic Smash. You consume the brute's power, gaining demon form and allowing you yourself
Demon
to jump into the
form.
battlefield. Sigil of Summons. Perform occult rituals to summon additional demons. customize how you perform this ritual and what comes out.
You can customize it to make it look different.
Summon
What's
2
that?
greater succubi that inflict terrible, terrible shadow damage. Summon Hellworm. Summon a Hellworm that mimics your own demon summoning, summoning
all this
even
stuff,
more
yeah.
demons. Fiend of Abaddon. You summon a towering demon juggernaut, wielding a massive hell-forged greatsword that cleaves through the battlefield in unstoppable arcs of destruction. Abyssal Colossus. You may now order the Fiend to perform an enormous 2-fisted smash that pulls in
Double
enemies.
fisting. You guys hear
Vanguard
that?
of Flames. This Fiend is now bound directly to you, moving with you and allowing you to charge into battle with it. This is especially cool with the Rampage Demonic Smash.
Demonic
since you
Smash,
can leap yourself
double
with this
fisting.
Fiend attached to you.
Wow,
We're so
what?
excited for all of you to shape your Warlock
actually
playstyle with your own
catch him and keep
devastating
moving
abilities
with him.
and unique variants. The options are as dynamic as they are powerful.
You know, but
Dive
it's
deep
not
and
just the
discover
Warlock that's going to
combinations that
have
unleash your true
all these
potential.
combinations.
That
They're
wraps
doing
up
it
our
to
Warlock
everybody
deep dive
for
now. Thank you to our incredible community for your ongoing passion and enthusiasm. Your excitement and feedback have helped shape every step of our journey. And we can't wait to see how you make the Warlock's power your own.
Wow. Cool.
There you have it, the Warlock.
Boom.
Hot damn, that looks amazing. And who better to get into everything
Hot
than
damn,
Colin
guys.
Bjorn. Welcome back to the stream.
Awesome. Thanks.
I want my ball
so
lightning
first
to
things
be
first, I gotta
fire.
ask you guys, why the Warlock?
Yeah, I think that's a great question.
ice would be cool if
you
it does the
know,
same
World of
damage.
Hatred
Also
as an
free.
expansion has this core theme of sort of heaven versus hell. Also, this sort of duality of old versus new. There's going to be a lot of returning things that you're going to see from older games, like some of the monsters you might have seen, as well as like new things like the Warlock. So, you know, we felt like when we wanted to
on the
sort
right.
of deliver 2 classes in this expansion, we felt what better way to sort of
Like he's been
embody this
programming for, like,
idea than,
fucking
like the Holy Paladin
13
who walks
years,
the
you
light.
know?
Very straightforward, very good, very simple. You know, I just want to blast demons with holy energy. And then we wanted that sort of contrast with the Warlock, who's sort of this
Right.
edgelord, brutal demonologist.
Got too
you know,
much
uses
going on,
hell's
Dark? There's
power,
no such thing as too
you know,
much going
draws
on, bro.
demons from
I think they're
the
keeping it
burning
interesting.
hells. So we felt like that really just sort of, that
It's a lot,
contrast
though.
set each other
It
apart,
is.
like these classes in a really cool way. And I think, you know, from the class design side, Bjorn,
If
you
you look
designed
at
the class, you know, I think when
every
we looked
class,
at it, what were some of the things
have
we're
so much
looking
going
for in
on,
terms of, like,
but you can
carving
only
out a
use, like,
new
one
place in our roster. This is our 8th class now.
Yeah, exactly.
build that actually works, so you never really get to
looking at kinda
see
what classes
all
can
these
do
other
or
classes
taking
using
into
all
account,
the
like,
things
each
they
of
could
their different
use.
play styles. And so
Kind of
with the
annoying.
Warlock,
That's-
what we're really
wish they would
kind of honed in
make it so
on,
you could use way
was
more
the
builds.
ideas of like different sort of
Anyway.
like summon based gameplay that we hadn't explored as deeply yet. So with the Warlock, for instance, it's less about kind of the other things that you've seen before, maybe of like having like large standing armies that are constantly fighting for you. And instead it's kind of exploring, for instance, like temporary summons that you're going to kill off, or having like one big summon that you're like really completely in control of, while also sort of exploring how that affects the Warlock when they're doing that, like how they're affected by the shadows or how they take on the form of demon form.
Yeah, like I loved it in the video how like the Warlock is not standing at the back, like they're right in there flinging demons, you know, like a little meat trebuchets. Like it's pretty awesome to see. And I mean, yeah, there's so much to chew on with the class. Like, what are you both most excited for players to get into?
Yeah, I think
Actually,
one thing
their
on that,
age,
because I love what you
they
said
would
about
have
the Warlock
been
being in the front.
at
Something
10
we
years
talked
old,
a lot
yeah.
about on sort of the
And
broader
playing.
roster is that this is a caster and a summoner, but we wanted it to feel different to like the
It's a
sorcerer and the
funny catch.
necromancer. So something we talked a lot about internally is like if they all got into a bar fight, like the Warlock would just like kick all
You've
their
seen a
asses,
season
right? And he's
12
like
source
ripped,
and
he's
it's
a
sexy.
6-pack,
Yeah.
and he's there to beat some ass. So, but
Settle
you know, in
down,
terms of
Dark.
what we're really excited
Settle
about,
down.
I'd say like one of the things that we didn't really touch on that I'm very excited about is the sort of new mechanic the Warlock introduces and can take advantage of, and that's demon form. So demon form
Demon
actually allows
form.
you yourself to turn into a demon and absorb some of the power that of
reminds
the demons
me
that you can summon.
of
You saw that on
arcane
Rampage, where
form.
you can actually like leap yourself
Sorcerer,
into battle.
Diablo
you just crush
3.
that demon, put it inside of you, and
That.
it lets you leap. Another is like you
I
saw
love that build.
maybe in the video where you rip this demon
Get
head out
weak.
of the ground and it starts spewing fire. When you're the demon, you actually just get to spew this fire from your mouth itself, and we just think that that's such a badass way to play. And I think one of the really cool things about
like it.
demon form itself
Spewing
is that the
demon
ultimate metamorphosis allows you to
fire.
swap back and forth between human form and demon form. And what that means is you actually get sort of like almost like 10 different abilities you get to play with, because demon form is going to replace a bunch of your abilities. I know that you spent a lot of time like
Yeah, it
thinking
does.
about
It
how we want
reminds
this
me
to play out.
exactly of arcane
I
form.
mean, and even talking to
sorcerer.
kind of what you were saying of kind of leveraging the new systems kind of that we have. So specifically the new skill tree, having all the new variants in it too, kind of let us really explore that. So for instance, like all of those Archfiend skills you're talking about, they all have a version where it's like, now I want to do the thing
Usually
as a
they
demon
do.
myself. So like that's always a thing you can say, like, hey, I just
I
want
mean,
the
we're hooked
infernal
on
breath.
Diablo.
Like, I want to be able to breathe
Demons
fire. You
are
can always
winning.
just take that variant and put it into your skill kit. But kind of as you're saying, Metamorphosis is that additional option of like, hey, maybe I always want to be able to summon the fire-breathing head, but then Metamorphosis lets me essentially dynamically swap which variant I have equipped mid-fight and sort of get that additional skill bar
Guys,
essentially.
explaining is the
Which I
best.
think is a really neat kind of way to
Get
let
that.
you build, kind of whether or not you want to go all in on the fire breath or if you wanted to swap back and forth between summoning and doing it yourself.
It's like he's smacking at it.
Yeah, it's really like a unique playstyle in that you summon a bunch of these archfiend greater demons and then swap in a demon form to really build back up dominance to use them yourself. I think like it also goes back to that like duality that we've been talking about for Lord of Hatred.
What's
you know,
that
the
called,
Warlock
babe,
itself
when they're
is like a
talking
pretty
with their
crunchy and
hand?
complicated class in contrast to the Paladin, right? The Paladin's very straightforward, whereas the Warlock
Fucking-
is much more sort of,
He
I don't
looks
wanna
like
say
he's doing
intelligent,
it.
but a little bit more methodical.
Oh, my
and
wife
there's a lot
knows
to
what
get
it's
into
called.
on the build crafting and system side that we're really
Dick
excited
Mike
to,
in it
to
or
sort of
something?
have everyone play with.
Off a
Yeah, I
movie.
think it's so cool that like I liked what you said about like how the Warlock can embody demons. It's like the Warlock's not going to tell the demons to do anything he's not willing to
dicking.
do himself.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
willing to get in there and get dirty.
Yeah, and it really
air
like you get to
dicking.
pick, like, do I want
Air
to just do
dicking.
it myself, or do I want to tell the demons explicitly? You saw that with Shadow Form, where like the Warlock snuck up on a group of enemies. They didn't even know he was there and blew them all up. Or you can really lean into that like
such a
chaos of just
These
summoning
guys will watch
hundreds
this.
of demons that are all going to die and feel your
Fuck
energy.
you, prop.
Yeah, it's a super intense class fantasy, and Bjorn, I like what you said about the skill variants. Like it opens up a ton of different possibilities. You know, with those possibilities, it also brings the question of like, how are you and the team going to approach class balance as the Lord of Hatred expansion comes out? There's going to be a ton to work with.
Yeah, I mean, we want it to be fun, so it's going to tear shit up. But I think,
Air
really
dicking it.
balanced, like the name implies, it's a sliding scale. And we use this approach even in seasons when we do collectible powers or anything new. We know there's a learning curve to, learning a new class or anything in the game. So we generally err on the side of it being a little bit stronger to sort of make up for that learning curve. But we also, just on the side of like with anything new, we want to make sure that there's a lot of different ways to play the class. So we're going to generally make sure that, no matter what option you pick, you're going to feel powerful, you're going to feel badass and awesome. So,
Nice.
we're going to do our best
That's
to make
what we
sure that
want.
it's not completely destroying the game, but what we care
Demon's
about a
gonna
lot is that the class
one-shot
feels
shit.
powerful and you're going to have a lot of different options that are going to feel crunchy and cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's really cool to know that there's going to be a class with like a really high ceiling that you can, explore and get to know and really, min-max the max when it comes
yeah.
out.
Min-max the
that's
max,
awesome. So
guys.
Colin, Bjorn, thank you so much. Really
Bjorn.
appreciate you being here. We are going to have Colin and Bjorn come back towards the end of the stream for Q&A.
Nice.
So if you have any questions for Colin and Bjorn, please drop them in the Twitch chat. We'll be collecting those and saving them for later. But we do want to share with you, before Lord of Hatred comes out, we
Hold on in
actually
the
do
chat.
have some extra bonuses if you pre-order that are themed around the Warlock, which is really cool. So coming on March 11th with the 2.6.0 patch update, we're actually going to have a Warlock back trophy. This is reactive, by the way,
Very
and
nice.
a
It's just
town
a
portal, which is pretty badass.
chat, right?
Yeah, Portal just wants a hug. And then when Lord of Hatred actually launches on April 28th, we'll also have this Warlock skin that you'll get as well from the pre-purchase of the expansion. So those back trophy and town portal are going to be there on March 11th, and then more to come when Lord of Hatred launches, which is pretty awesome. And that is the Infernal Apostle Warlock cosmetic bundle. That is a chunky
Been
mouthful.
watching
That's a
this
lot,
and-
yeah, so you can grab that. So we will say goodbye to
Bitch,
Colin and
honestly.
Bjorn, and we're going to bring in some new people to check out everything coming with our next season. So hang tight.
Really going hardcore with this. Really going hardcore with this. Really going hardcore with this. Well, guys, that looks pretty fucking sweet if you ask me. That looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of different things we can try. Of course, in the end, there's going to be one build that kind of stands out over all of them, and kind of what you'll see. They're streaming on Twitch and I can't find it. Oh man, amateur. Right here. There we go. I'm gonna switch to the. What? Switch. There we go. Now we're watching it on Twitch here. Now we got some shit on the side. Okay, that's better. Oh yeah.
Dan Tangway in the flesh. How's it going?
It's going all right.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Hey, everybody, welcome back. And now we're going to get into every.
There, sorry. All right, now we can put in comments. Let's check out the video. They're so awkward, eh? Ooh. All this fucking blood. Season of Slaughter. You got no sound? Oh shit. Huh? Guys. What's that? I gotcha.
Butcher.
Sorry,
Let's get
dudes.
right into it.
Dudes and dudettes. Jeez.
Starting
Anyway.
in Guild Ku on the
Like a big
seasonal
giant
build,
dick.
you will undertake the
No, no,
quest,
sorry, dude.
a taste of power, and
My bad,
uncover
my
the
bad.
dark path to becoming
I switched
the
it over to
Butcher.
Twitch and I guessed it.
As the Butcher, you wield the brutal powers that inspire terror, turning them upon your enemies. Cleave through monsters,
Cool.
charge
Turn into the
fearlessly
Butcher.
into the fray, and unleash a hell of hooks to drag your prey to a bloody end. We are
This is
thrilled
like-
for you to play as the Butcher and dive into everything Season of Slaughter brings.
Teleports.
Whether you are chasing faster progression or craving fresh ways to tear through Sanctuary, we are excited for your
Oh,
journey.
that was cool.
While we share what lies ahead, not every secret is meant to be revealed. Some surprises are waiting for those bold enough to find them in-game.
Sorry,
There are
guys.
several
Yeah,
paths
so
to
sorry.
becoming the King of Slaughter. This season introduces a new earnable item called Meaty
Meaty
Offerings.
offering, babe.
These can be used
Got one
on
of
the
those for
Shrine
you.
of Slaughter, a new event available in Helltides, transforming you into the Butcher. This activation triggers a brutal onslaught, drawing hordes of enemies to you, each kill feeding your gory rewards. Helltide isn't the only place to prove your dominance. In the Fields of Hatred, the ceremony of slaughter ignites every 10 minutes,
Every
transforming
10
the
minutes.
battlefield into a race for supremacy. Every kill fuels your savagery, pushing you closer to ultimate power. When the ritual concludes, a butcher's idol rises for the fiercest contender. Take it, become the butcher, and turn the entire area into your
Oh, it's like
personal killing
PvP.
ground. Want the full butcher
Slaughterhouse.
fantasy on demand? Step into Slaughterhouses,
Dude.
a new activity that keeps you as the butcher for the entire run. From the first step to the final blow, you're unleashed to do what he does best.
Sorry.
Slaughter everything
Try to
in
keep it peak.
sight. There's more to reveal, but some surprises are best left for players to uncover in-game.
This season introduces kill streaks. The kill streak system reshapes combat across Diablo 4 by rewarding rapid and consecutive kills. Slaying multiple enemies quickly triggers a kill streak, with a display above the skills bar to track the running kill count. While kill streaks gradually decay over time, they can be refreshed through any kill or by dealing damage, encouraging fast, aggressive play. Kill streaks escalate through 5 tiers: kill streak, carnage, devastation,
Station.
bloodbath, and massacre.
Massacre at
Each
1,000.
determined by the total number of enemies
That's a
slain during a
max.
streak.
1,000 kills.
When the timer
massacre.
runs out, the streak ends and rewards you with experience and seasonal reputation based on your total kills. But beware. Falling in battle immediately ends your kill streak, leaving you with no rewards, cutting your momentum short, and marking a swift,
Hell?
shameful finish.
Seemed like when they died,
Bloodied
something
items
dropped.
introduce a new item quality that empowers your gear with
If they bring more
ferocious kill
PvP
streak
zones in,
driven
that'd be
potential.
cool.
Any item that can drop has a chance to
I used to be
appear as
hard
a
into
weapon,
PvP.
and this tag is
Diablo 2.
non-exclusive, allowing items to be both ancestral and bloodied. Their unique affixes scale directly with your killstreak performance and fall into 3 categories. Rampage, stat-based boosts for your armor pieces
The fuck?
based off your killstreak.
Just go
Feast
buy these?
grants bonuses tied
Look,
to kills.
this is like a
within your
gamble,
streak,
guys.
such as resetting
maybe
a
not
random
gamble,
cooldown
but-
every 40 kills. Hunger enhances jewelry by improving reward drops that scale with killstreak tiers. As with all affixes in Diablo 4, bloodied affixes stack, enabling even greater power as your carnage climbs. Bloodied sigils push your brutality even further, unlocking more intense challenges and greater rewards as you brave
Bloody
the rising
Bender
heat
is
of combat.
whack. Nice.
Nightmare dungeons,
That's crazy.
infernal hordes, and lair bosses can be empowered with these sigils. Bloodied sigils introduce the bloodied affix, Relentless Butcher, causing the infamous butcher to hunt you without end, returning instantly each time he falls. But be warned, the Relentless Butcher is an addition to the dungeons, not a replacement for anything that might already be lurking within.
Oh, wow.
These powerful keys only become available in Torment tiers. Bloodied
You get
sigils
these
are
keys.
embedded with challenge and are about a Torment tier
on the
higher in
boss.
difficulty than your current level. Using a Bloodied Sigil guarantees bloodied items and more, ensuring
Okay.
that the risk is met with fitting rewards.
Oh, you fight the bosses with the butcher.
Season of Slaughter introduces several new class generic uniques which amp up the carnage.
Ooh.
The Wendigo brand
I mean, I've
unique
seen some
ring
of these.
increases your max health
Hopefully
and
they
your overall
tinkered a
damage
couple.
count, which scales with the amount of kills you've earned in the last 30 to 60 seconds.
That seems
Tear
okay,
through your
but
enemies
it's not going
and
to work
watch
on a
your kill
boss.
streak soar.
Kill streak's
The
going to wear
Rustbitten
off.
Dirk unique dagger deals increased damage to isolated enemies, making it perfect for taking down lair bosses. The Thousand Eye Reaver one-handed axe grants ferocity while moving and increases your max ferocity. That ferocity then increases your movement speed per step. If you want to rack up kills quickly and move fast, this is an item you'll want to keep an eye out for. All new uniques this season drop from
Eye
the new
out for.
Butcher Lair boss. Seek out his den of gore, snag these weapons, rack up your kill streaks, and let the blood pour.
In Season of Slaughter, you will be able to fight against the Bloody Butcher, who enters
Yeah,
the fray
did,
as
right?
a new layer boss
At
in
least it looked
Torment
fast.
difficulties. Defeat him for your best chance to earn any of the new uniques. He also has a higher chance of dropping bloody
Wait a
rulings,
minute.
making his fearsome fight worth the effort. The Bloody Butcher is initially
A new
exclusive
boss.
to the seasonal realm, but he will stay on as a permanent layer boss in both Eternal and Seasonal realms
Nice.
after Season of Slaughter has ended.
Doom, the Dark
Doom?
Ages,
What
is
the hell?
coming to Diablo 4.
But
Rip and tear your way through Sanctuary with new cosmetics inspired by the legendary Demon Slayer. And our most expansive free reliquary yet.
nice.
Earn rewards like the Shield Saw cosmetic skin, Slayer's Flail, the head of the Cyber Demon back
Oh,
trophy,
that's cool.
and more.
The
Cut down
cyber
elites and champion
head.
monsters to earn Dark Ages currency and carve your path through the Doom, the Dark Ages event reliquary. Claim all rewards to unlock
Right?
the Forsaken Gates town
I
portal.
know, that looked
and leave
exactly
your
like an
mark
old
on
boss.
Sanctuary.
Doom collab.
We'll
Yeah, you
also
were
have
wondering,
threads
Cabbage.
fit
You're
for
like,
the
what's the
Slayer
collab
in
gonna
the
be?
in-game shop.
Apparently it's
Mecha
Doom,
Dragon
brother.
Silhouette, Cacodemon, the Cyclopean Cackle Pet, Gibbet, Souls of the Lost Pet.
Oh, those are cool.
Rip and tear through the demon hordes in style.
That fucking
Quench your
mount.
blade's
That's
thirst,
badass
let the
wing.
blood flow. Slaying your enemies with unrelenting ferocity is the name of the game. Ramp up the kill streaks and become the Butcher in Season of Slaughter. See you all in Sanctuary.
Nice. That's cool.
There you have it, everybody. Season of Slaughter arrives on March 11th. We've got the Doom, the Dark Ages reliquary. We've got the Paladin free trial. It's gonna be fantastic. And after all the years of torment, after all the devastation, we finally get to become the Butcher and actually dole out all that punishment onto our enemies. I mean, it's just insane.
Yeah, I can't wait to jump in for the season.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic. And I know this, the Butcher is gonna be
The
the
pet
seasonal
is
component
lit,
of it,
yeah,
but we
no
do
doubt.
also have a lot of
Those
changes
pets are
coming
cool.
in.
There's
More
two of them,
evergreen
too.
changes coming
Two or
season to
three.
kind of help heighten some of
Badass.
those, activities that we play over and over. And I mean, Aislinn, I've heard
We
you
got the
some
Paladin, we got the
queued up.
Warlock, we
What
got
can
the
players expect this
Butcher.
season?
Yeah,
Got the
so
Doom
of course you saw
cosmetics.
all the amazing stuff coming in Season 12, Season of Slaughter, but we
got the new
also try
pets.
to continuously update the game, make sure that it's better all the time.
Wanna hear
And
about
so
the
we've got
updates.
something that people have been asking
Even
for a while.
it
We
out.
gathered all the locksmiths in Sanctuary and we opened all the doors in all the Nightmare dungeons. So you don't have to go and click on them anymore. You can just
Thank God,
break right through
no
them,
more
or they're already
fucking
open, and you can just
doors.
go through as quickly as you'd like. We also kind of changed the way that traversals work, like when you're climbing walls or like descending ladders and stuff like that. It now
Okay.
scales with your movement speed, so going through the world just feels a lot more natural based on your own personal
So
movement
if you're
speed.
fast, you can actually climb the
And
ladder fast.
oh gosh, what else is there? There's
Good
great
thinking,
things.
Blizzard.
There's a ton coming. There's a ton coming. And I
Let's
know.
talk about the faster loading speeds.
That's right. We've got faster loading speeds just
Faster
across
loading
all different
speeds.
loading screens. So even beyond your
Boom.
movement speed, the game is just going to, in general, feel a lot faster.
Bang,
so
boom.
those are some fantastic quality of life improvements coming.
That's nice.
But beyond that, we've also been making sure that we're taking a look at the tower.
Yeah.
So we really want to
Tower.
make sure that the tower is something that we continuously update, that we continuously make a lot better.
Okay.
We know it's still in beta, and because of that, it's getting tons of changes
Yeah,
constantly every
absolutely.
season.
What do we got?
And so I wanted to just dive a little bit into that. So we've got exploit fixes. Like, for example, there was a way to extend the timer past 10 minutes. We don't want players doing that. There was a way to like kill enemies while you were still in the safe area.
Oh, come
We don't want
on.
players
Yeah,
doing
I did
so
that.
we fixed that. We've got 5 new tile sets coming to the
Yep.
tower, so there's going to be lots of like cool new places you can explore. We're even removing one of the tile sets because it was
Yes.
just like too narrow and kind of annoying to travel through in a competitive environment, so we didn't feel like it fit super well. And we've got
was too
5
narrow,
new
it didn't
bosses
fit
coming
super
as
well, guys.
which is really exciting. And we also took some time to make sure that the bosses were a little more balanced with one another, so you wouldn't go in and like fight a boss that had like way more HP or did like way more damage or anything. So they're a lot more balanced to kind of preserve the competitive integrity of the mode.
Nice.
And in addition, all the bosses hit a lot harder than they used to, because we want to make sure that once you get to that end state, you're kind of having like an exhilarating battle to the finish, right? Instead of kind of a
Fuck.
slog
So
through.
we're
like,
gonna get to
you know,
the
like,
end and then
oh,
we're just gonna
can I
get
kill
killed.
the boss in time? We'll see. Like, we don't want that kind of vibe. So yeah, those are some of the changes coming to the tower.
Oh, they make it
But we
so
also
the
have
boss
some
can
leaderboard changes.
Yeah, that's
die
right.
faster.
So, obviously, Aislinn just
joke.
covered a lot of the gameplay changes coming to the tower, but
That's
we
right.
saw
You know
a
how
lot of your
some
feedback on the
dungeons
leaderboards as well, and we
have
spent some time
doors can
improving
open?
those. So first up,
You're gone.
you're going to be able to see your personal bests right at the top of the leaderboard. No longer have to scroll down and try and find where your name is.
Oh,
if you're
yeah,
in
I think it.
the top 1,000. Next up is we built out
Speed
a
run.
end of run UI, so you get a sense of where you're placing at the end of your run, so that if you want to go back and try again real quick, you can. And also, because he's a bit of a judgmental, I guess, master of the tower, the artificer is also leaving you notes.
Well,
And
someone's
those-
got to tell you how to like improve, right?
Yeah,
And
that's right.
Artificer's there to help.
Artificer's
And so,
note, get good.
what's that?
It's an artificer's note, get good.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
A jerk.
So, yeah, there's a bunch of notes every end of run that you'll see that will hopefully help you improve your run. And then finally, we're just making the leaderboard easier to navigate. You've got a jump to me button, so you can go immediately down to where your position is.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're going to continue improving the leaderboard as we go. In addition to that, we actually wanted to tease a few things that were coming. I know we've implemented a lot for Season 12 at this point, but we've gotten a lot of feedback that I want to make sure that you're all aware that we're going to tackle in future seasons. So first up is that we are going to finally release some rewards. So in the upcoming season, we're going to have tower rewards, and that's going to reward you for advancing tiers within the tower. And I'm pretty excited about those. They're pretty cool. In addition, we're going to have leaderboard rank rewards. So you will get some really cool status symbols, prestige items that you can show off if you manage to rank on the leaderboards. In addition to that, we are finally going to release our leaderboard build viewer. A lot of you have asked to be able to see the profile and the build of the person as they made the score, not what it is currently. So we take a snapshot, store it away, and now you can see that build information.
Yeah, that's just like super useful for like understanding how people are playing at a high level or like, even playing a specific skill. You can like look at that up.
Yep, absolutely. And then finally, we are also working on solo self-found. And so,
okay, that's kind of cool
in the future.
It's funny, you read chat's mind, Dan. They were already commenting solo self-found, so you've...
they've been chanting that for months at this point, yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, thank you for walking us through that, Dan. There's a ton coming in. We're really, really excited for it. And something I'm really excited to share with players as well. I know that a ton of people have been playing the Paladin in Season of Divine Intervention, but for those of you who have not yet purchased the Lord of Hatred expansion, we're actually going to have a Paladin free trial starting with on March 11th.
There you
You
go.
can play until level 25 on Battle.net, Xbox, and PlayStation from March 11th to 18th.
Play the level
You'll be able to
25.
play the Paladin up to level 25, and
Take you about
if you
3
pre-purchase the Lord of
minutes,
Hatred
and
expansion
you'll be
following
done.
the trial, you'll actually be able to continue your progression
There
on
you
that
go,
same
guys.
Paladin character that you used before, which is pretty great. So
It's so worth it. The Paladin is seriously so fun. If you haven't had a
So
chance
fun
to
to
try
play
it
for
yet,
2 minutes.
now is going to be the
Power level
time.
unit
Oh my
25,
God.
take you 30 seconds.
it's an absolute ton of fun. And I'm also really excited because
Plus, you
this
can
is
just
another
keep
thing
playing it
players
once
I
it
feel like
caps
are
at
always
25.
asking for. You're going to be able to pre-download the 2.6.0 patch starting on March 9th. So for for Battle.net, PlayStation, and Xbox, you'll be able to pre-download the 2.6.0 build on March 9th at 10 a.m. So then when it launches, you'll be able to jump right into the fun, which is pretty great.
Hell yeah.
So, we're now going to head into the Q&A portion of the stream. So hopefully you've been dropping your questions in Twitch chat. We're going to pull those, and we're also going to invite back Colin Feiner and the Warlock to join us for the Q&A. So hang tight. We're going to get them up here.
Damn,
So,
I didn't know
stay
I
put.
wasn't following these guys. I was trying to question it. No, I can't. It says I have to be a follower for 10 minutes. I want to see if they'll ever consider putting some kind of speed run. So it's like, like a Tower 100 rank system. I just love that shit. Fun. I find it fun. Maybe somebody does it in like 30 seconds. It's like, to me, that's cool. That's challenge. A different way to challenge us. Different build rather than pushing as high as you can with the most, it's fast as you can, right? Favorite. Play level 25 Pally for 50. Oh, grapes and honey. Okay, I was already at the store, but I could always head back. No problem. Q&A up next. Got 10,000 people. All my drops are activated now. Yeah, I think you guys could be, huh? Drop. I'm gonna do here. I'll be a little bigger. I wonder if I put the OBS over there that you guys wouldn't fuck around with that. End up messing it all up. For the Power 100 level. I don't know, it looks pretty sweet though. Like I think the Warlock is gonna be fun. Yeah, I don't know if they're ever gonna fix damage like really problem. Like they don't see it as an issue, and I see it as like the biggest issue in this game. It's like, you know how much more fun it would be if you could play just about any build and be remotely close, whether it's like a little bit up and down, like 1 to 5 pits higher than another one. Okay, that's fine. But every season only using 1 or 2 builds per character? Gotta try to make that better. Probably harder than it looks, but damn.
All right, everyone, welcome back to our
Boom,
Q&A
they're all
portion of the
back.
show. We got the whole gang
Cheers.
here. And first things first, Aislinn and Dan, I gotta ask, what was it like among the development team when someone pitched, hey, let's actually have the Butcher as a playable character? Like, I mean, that must have been nuts.
Yeah, no, it was one of those things where somebody came up with the idea and I wrote it down. I'm like, I don't know about this. But, you know, when we looked at the season and we looked at, you know, we wanted something novel and different.
Raffle.
We said, okay, what is it going to take to do this? So we started, you know, socializing it with people, and every time we mentioned it to them, a little smile would creep up on their face because they can just immediately imagine how fun it would be to
45
play
seconds
as
on the
Butcher.
raffle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's hard not to get excited about it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a ton of fun. Yeah.
I think that's really what like drove it home was the fact that people did get so excited about it. Like we couldn't ignore that, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Like we had to do something with it. And it sounded great on paper, but it was like, how do you turn that into actual mechanics? But we did, and it's so fun.
Right,
and I
anything's
can't wait
possible.
for folks to get their hands on it.
Make the
Yeah,
classes
pulled it off.
even.
Yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun when it launches. I am super pumped.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a question from Nog N. At Diablo, will you rework how we get materials? Because as it currently stands, the loot filter does not auto-salvage the filtered loot that we'd salvage to get mats.
Yeah, so we are actually going to rework how you get materials and like the material economy in general because explicitly of that. So I don't know if I would say it's necessarily like reworked from the ground up, but that has been taken into account. And
the loot filter.
like
I
the
heard they were going to do a
materials you
loot
need
filter.
as you go into higher difficulty tiers, and like the way your loot filter kind of naturally evolves is intended to support that. So you're still going to be like earning the materials you need, and like when you finally decide like, oh, I never want to see non-legendaries anymore, or I never want to see non-ancestrals anymore, you're probably going to be in a place where you actually probably don't need those materials anymore at all. Like you already have like a fantastic stockpile of that stuff, so you don't really have to worry about it.
Yeah, we all know that point. You get
Filter,
to it, and
guys.
you're like, okay, this is
yeah.
credit to me. I no longer need you. I'm done playing with you. Yeah, at that point. Awesome. Question from Ignition. How will you address kill streak tiers dropping off before getting to a big boss, like in the pit, the tower, or the infernal hordes?
Yeah, so we actually did work a little bit on the amount of time that you will be in a kill streak, and also like how loading screens affect a kill streak, just to make sure that it is actually possible to like maintain it and get to the end.
That's awesome. Yeah, good, nice feeling to be able to
just so you don't have to
throughout a whole dungeon or activity.
see like whites fall anymore.
From X Drift
Whatever,
Ninja
yellows.
X is probably one for Colin and Warlock. Can you constantly stay in demon form?
Yes and no. So it's really going to depend on how you build your character. A big part of the skill tree is going to be customizing kind of what you want your character to do. So you'll find when it comes to demon form, there are bonuses for swapping in and out of it, or trying to stay in it as long as you can, that sort of thing. So most of the variants will give you like a couple seconds of demon form. So that's more of like kind of a temporary thing, but you could chain them back to back to try to keep that going.
I won.
The caveat would be Metamorphosis, which we spoke on a little bit before, which is the ultimate. That baseline allows you to swap into demon form, but replaces your entire skill bar. So that version, which can be like a little bit of a bit to learn that you have new skills, so that one is permanent, but that one is honed in on a very specific set of skills, whereas then the variants of Metamorphosis, they undo the reworking of your skills, but then those become temporary versions of demon form that it gives you kind of a power up of like, now I'm the fire demon, or now I'm the shadow demon. So it'll really come down to kind of how you choose to customize demon form as you make your build.
Very cool. Hell yeah.
I won't join.
All right. Infernal Cold 780 asks, what weapons will the Warlock use?
Another raffle.
Yeah, broadly speaking, we're looking at sort of melee weapons. So you're going to be able to use daggers, flails, and then swords, axes, and maces of both one-hand and two-hand variety, and then your offhand focus.
Hell yeah. Very nice. 888 Reality. Does the leaderboard do the leaderboard rewards only last for the season?
So there's going to be a bunch of different types of leaderboard rewards. Some of them, which are based on climbing the tower tiers, are going to be just power-based rewards that you are going to earn and be able to keep as your character migrates to Eternal. The status symbols, however, fall into two different categories. Some of them you are going to be able to keep, and some of them you aren't. And so, I don't want to spoil too much yet, but it's a nice mix of things that basically allows you to both show off in the moment and then kind of memorialize the fact that you were able to achieve something, that difficult, I guess.
Yeah, it's always nice to still have something that you can kind of peacock around and let everybody know. Yeah, hell yeah. Fun name, Marquise, or Marquise, however you pronounce it. At Diablo, what about other classes for class balance, like the Druid? Will it get some love around when Lord of Hatred drops?
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty much every class is going to get some love because we've reworked the skill tree. There's more on that to come, but the Druids specifically, I think, are going to really enjoy because we did something special, which is a lot of the skills you're actually going to be able to pick what form do you want to take. So on live today, we just sort of prescribe, the werewolf. Let's just say Shred, for example, can only be used as the werewolf, or Maul is a good example as well.
When is Perma TP coming back for?
It's a basic attack. In Lord of Hatred, you'll actually be able to pick like, I actually want to be a werewolf and Maul thing. So you have a ton of flexibility both within shape-shifting and human form, and there's just so many really cool skill variants and side upgrades that we have for the Druid. And that's not just for the Druid, again, that's like every single class coming to Lord of Hatred has these types of things. You haven't even seen like what we've done with the Necro yet. So So there's just like a lot of stuff that we have in store, and it's all going to be balanced. We've been playtesting it a bunch. We've been hammering on this for like a year. So we think it's just going to be a really fun moment. No matter what class you're into, you're going to have really cool stuff to play.
Oh yeah, every class has got tender loving care in Lord of Hatred. So regardless of like who you play, like you're gonna come into Lord of Hatred and be like, holy shit, there's a lot of awesome stuff here.
One
Timer
really
on
cool
replying.
thing is that, for example, you think about trample on the druid, right? Which charge through a bunch of enemies. It's the bear. The werewolf version actually leaps you. Like you can pick a leaping version of that.
Damn.
So, and that's just like, oh, what shape-shifting form do I want to be? There's also a variant on top of that, which is like, okay, what do I want my trample to do? So there's just a ton of stuff like that to really unpack, and tons of permutations just within one skill.
Wow. Okay, you heard it here first, everybody. And I really like what you said too, Colin, about like how we're just kind of scratching the surface. Like we will have a whole other live stream to kick off before Lord of Hatred goes live. So we'll definitely have another spot to kind of get into all those details. But there is, like Colin said, a lot cooking for all the classes under the hood that we're really, really, really excited to share. So yeah, that's really exciting. Thanks for sharing that. Noob Sauce Season. Are bloodied items exclusive to the season, or is it something that will persist in Eternal and also spawn into future seasons?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll talk about that. So, as of right now, bloodied items are only for the season of Slaughter. However, this isn't the first time this type of feedback's come up. I keep a lot of folks
posting
want
that.
to be
Please
able
throw in a Tower
to,
100
use a lot of these cool
leaderboard
seasonal items in future seasons.
speed run thing.
And so that's
It could be
something we're actively
fantastic.
working on right now, trying to figure out what's the best way to bring them back. And I think, once we get, Lord of Hatred out, I think we'll have a lot of new tools to be able to do that.
Heck yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of tools that they're going to be able to chew on for that expansion.
Tools to chew on?
Justarius,
He's like,
or Justarius.
shit, did I just
One
say
of my
that?
favorite parts of new classes is seeing the runes they have both for automating their own kit and new toys they can bring to other classes. Can we get a sneak peek of the Warlock skills that will be on runes?
Yeah, sure. The two runes that the Warlock will be adding is the ability to proc its Dark Prison skill and its Brimstone subpower. So Dark Prison is an area that will tether enemies into it, so you'll be able to lock down enemies with that. And then Brimstone are kind of these little mines that you leave around that'll explode when enemies get close to them.
Very cool. Thank you for that, Bjorn. Harris Mokhtar? Even if I'm playing ranged,
No
does converting to
sanctification coming
Butcher convert playstyle to melee?
It will still convert you to a melee build. The Butcher, he gets up there and he
Give us
cleaves
the
people
cow
and he
level this
screams
guy's
fresh
yelling.
meat. So if you turn into the Butcher, that's the vibe you're going to have too. So I think we're really excited about the way
The guy
the
wants an
Butcher
auction
plays.
house.
Like he's just so much fun to just cleave through enemies, and he's also very burly and tough. So like if you get up in melee, you're not really going to have to like. Typically, you're not going to have to worry too much about dying. There are some situations where it might happen, but can't wait for players to try that out. But
His Furnace Blast is like basically ranged too, like the
It
like,
is,
eruption.
yeah.
It's the whole
huge.
screen,
Yeah,
and
it's
like,
huge.
attacking reduces the cooldown. So
Yeah, I guess the hook is kind of ranged, but then makes it close range. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah.
So there's that nice blend. But
These
yeah,
are
the
channel
Butcher is
points.
definitely not a bow and arrow kind of guy.
Not a bow and arrow kind of guy. Not waving a staff around and slinging spells.
Yeah, no shot. Drakith_90. Will the Warlock be able to enslave demons and use them as pets like his Diablo 2
Come on,
resurrected counterpart?
answer my questions.
Yes and no. Not exactly in the same way that the Diablo 2 Warlock does it. The main focus we have is, so with our class mechanic, specifically the 4 that you can directly bind to yourselves. Those are sort of his primary demons that he's going out and he's capturing. And then technically there's also a couple of ways to like dominate enemies' minds and kind of control them around the battlefield, but nothing as a direct
I love how
one-to-one,
Equinox just
with
keeps
D2.
putting his
They're
head
just
bang
kind
in
of
there.
Slightly different games.
yeah, I think one thing to touch on is for the class mechanic, it is as this quest. We've made a really cool quest for it. You're going to go across Sanctuary and dominate some of these really powerful like arch demons, right? Like they're more than just like, oh, there's a goatman over there that I'm going to possess. It's like, no, there's a devourer deep in the caves of, this really ancient place that you're going to go and like bind this specific demon. And the whole quest line has a really cool, I'm not going to spoil the ending, but a cool ending to it. So that's sort of the take we had for the D4 Warlock.
Hell yeah, it sounds badass.
Set that up after.
We got another question from Loathe Burger. Loathe Burger, does becoming the Butcher put you into PvP mode?
No, not necessarily, though there is a mode specifically in the Fields of Hatred that has some PvP elements to it that involve the Butcher. So keep an eye out for that. There may be some butchering of other Wanderers going on in that place.
I mean, would it be the Butcher if you couldn't get after other players at some point, right?
Yep.
I like Lothburger's idea, though.
You brought that up too, because we do have the Season of Slaughter overview blog going live after the stream. So we'll share some more details on the nitty-gritties coming with the season, as well as the Warlock Deep Dive blog and the 260 patch notes. So if you're a reader like me, you've got a lot to chew on following the stream. So we'll definitely check that out. All right, we got our last question from Caps Lock Leo.
MU.
The Warlock, Spearborn, and Paladin feel so innovative over the original classes. Will the new skill tree make the original classes feel as fresh and new as these new classes? That's a big one.
Absolutely. I mean, we took, I'm not kidding when, we poured so much love, blood, sweat, tears into these existing classes. They've all got massive overhauls to their skill trees. Again, I'm not going to spoil too much. Like some of the classes have even gone further beyond, like the Necro and Druid that have these really cool things. So, all these classes are going to get the same number of variants in Lord of Hatred. They're all going to have tons of side upgrades to help tune and fine-tune and customize things.
There is no Cal level.
Also pretty much looked at like every single legendary and unique item in the game. Like, not exaggerating, like everything has been touched and fine-tuned, and all that we've learned over the past several years of D4 has really just gone into this skill update. So it feels like a completely different game, but familiar. Like if you're playing the Sork, it still has these really awesome themes of pyromancy, shock, frost, and you're master of elements, but there's just so many ways to play with it. Like, I want to spawn an icy meteor instead of the current version of meteor, right? You can do that, and you can also overpower the meteor so that it's bigger and that you can dump all your mana into it. There's just like so many different ways to play. So I would say, yes, we've taken so much of the learnings from Spiritborn and Paladin and Warlock and poured it into these classes that we all know and love. No classes left behind.
Oh, absolutely. Like every day we go into the office and people are just debating, they're having conversations, they're talking about how can we make the existing classes like better and elevate them to the level of like excellency that the 3 new classes have reached. They are on the same level and they're really awesome.
Yeah. No, it's phenomenal. And I'm just so excited for all these features to come in with Lord of Hatred on the 28th. There's just going to be so much to chew on. It's going to, like you said, Colin, it's going to feel familiar. It's still going to have that class identity, but also be, just a totally different feel. So it's really, really exciting.
If you don't like the Warlock or Paladin, you loved your base class, it's an awesome time to come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we all know those players who are like, no, I always play the Druid, and the Druid is all that I'm ever going to play, and I'm only going to ever play the Druid. So
we have the Druid guy working on the Druid. So
hey, there you go.
Yes, we do.
Come on, Druid guy. He needs to work on that fucking Druid a little harder.
Unreal.
Druid's
well,
been
I want to thank you
for a long
all
time.
for coming out and being on the stream today. This has been really, really fantastic. And I've got something really excited to share with everybody back home. If you're a lore nerd or really love the narrative around Diablo, we've actually got a copy of our next novel coming to the Diablo franchise. This is The Lost Herodrum, written by Matthew J. Kirby in close tandem with the development team. It launches on April 21st, and it covers the story of The Lost Herodrum, and it is the official prequel novel to the Lord of Hatred expansion. So if you want to know everything that was kind of going on leading up to these events, this is definitely something you're going to want to check out now. Pre-order is live, and the book comes out on April 21st, right ahead of the Lord of Hatred expansion.
There's a book for you to read.
I'm sure people are going to bomb through this
in a week. But
it's a great little prepper for when the expansion goes live.
I had no idea there was
and just to give a quick recap of everything coming with the Lord of Hatred expansion, we've got a really handy infographic that takes you through everything. Like we mentioned, the campaign, the classes, the region, and a whole lot more to get into. And we'll have more details in that live stream that we're going to have closer to expansion launch in April.
April 28th.
And then for Season of Slaughter,
March 11th, Season 12.
You're going to be able to become the Butcher. There's kill streaks, Butcher skills, a new reliquary. We've got Doom the Dark Ages, new unique, and of course that Paladin free trial. And when Season of Slaughter goes live on March 11th, you'll actually be able to grab this Twitch drops that's going to start with the season. It is the two-handed, we've got free reliquary items coming with Doom the Dark Ages. That shield saw cosmetic looks pretty badass. And of course, if you collect all of these in the free reliquary, you will get this town portal in the bottom right corner, which looks just absolutely insane. And then when Season of Slaughter goes live, you will be able to grab this bow cosmetic starting on March 11th. Just watch any streamer in the Diablo 4 category that has drops enabled on their channel for 2 hours to grab this badass bow cosmetic. And of course, on March 9th, you'll be able to pre-download the 2.6.0 patch update on Battle.net, Xbox, and PlayStation, so you can load right in. And then when 2.6.0 goes live on March 11th, you'll be able to jump right into Season of Slaughter.
At work.
Really great. So I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who's been here. Thanks for hanging out and answering all the questions.
You're welcome.
I want to give a massive thanks to production, Filthy Rich and the boys. Thanks for putting on a great show as always. And I want to thank everyone at home for tuning in and checking out the stream. We're really excited to get Season of Slaughter in front of you on March 11th. So we'll see you all in Sanctuary.
And boom, right at the end. That question. That's it. That's all, guys. Well, that was a pretty sweet update. Thanks for hanging out with me for that update, guys. Really appreciate it. Very cool. I need to take a quick look. And at one point here, I'm going to run to the store.